What's going on, film fanatics, and welcome to Top 10 Beyond the Screen. I'm your host, Johnny Rogers, and if you happen to be new here, we cover everything from television and movies to celebrities and influencers. So tap that subscribe button to join our notification squad, and make sure you leave us a comment down below with what you're doing in quarantine to keep busy. Now, without any further delay, let's get right into our list of the top 10 celebrities living in quarantine, me included. In at number 10, Lizzo. Currently sitting at over 2 million views, the singer Lizzo decided to beat boredom while in quarantine by leading a live meditation. She writes in her caption, "Because I love you, a meditation and mantra to promote healing during this global crisis. Use at your own pace. Love you." The video is nearly 30 minutes long and features some healing crystals front and center while Lizzo plays us some quarantine tunes. Please excuse my pun. After 3 minutes of that, Lizzo basically uses the video to vlog about the cancellations of her shows. I mean, kudos to her though for continuing to release content in the middle of this scary time. In at number 9, Charles Barkley. The 57-year-old former basketball player and now sports commentator recently called into TNT's The Crossover on March 13th to let the fans know that he had fallen ill. Barkley also revealed that he would be putting himself under self-quarantine as a precautionary measure, and the advice came by way of his doctors upon taking the COVID-19 test. Charles told the press, "I spent the earlier part of the week in New York City. When I got to Atlanta yesterday, I wasn't feeling well. I talked to a couple people at Turner and a couple doctors, and they told me to self-quarantine for the next 48 hours. I started yesterday, this is my second day." The NBA analyst also went on to say that because he wasn't feeling great, he just didn't want to take any chances, and while he awaits his results, he's basically stuck in limbo. In at number 8, Destin Daniel Cretton. Destin is the director for the upcoming Marvel film Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. However, because the filming took place in Australia, Cretton has to take the proper steps to self-isolating now. Reportedly, he wasn't feeling any symptoms of COVID-19, but had himself tested just in case. With a newborn baby in his house, the last thing that he wants to do is expose his child to this. Due to the director of the film being taken out of the equation, all production on Shang-Chi in Australia has been paused until further notice. In at number 7, Heidi Klum. The America's Got Talent host recently took to her Instagram stories to share with her fans why she wouldn't be appearing on the show for the foreseeable future. After falling ill while filming the competition, Klum told her fans that she was feeling feverish and had the chills, a cough, and a runny nose. In her video, she told fans that she had tried to get tested for COVID-19 with 2 different doctors, but was unable to get tested until much later. Hopefully her symptoms are either due to a cold or perhaps even allergies, but either way, if you're experiencing symptoms like that, staying home is the best idea for the meantime. According to People magazine, Modern Family's Eric Stonestreet will be filling in for Heidi while she's recovering. In at number 6, Justin and Sophie Trudeau. The Canadian Prime Minister's wife, Sophie Trudeau, recently tested positive for COVID-19. In a statement to the Globe and Mail, government officials said following medical recommendations, Sophie was tested for COVID-19 and the test came back positive. Also following medical advice, she will remain in isolation for the time being. She's reportedly feeling well, but much like many others, is taking the proper precautions. The interesting thing here is that Justin Trudeau declined to be tested for the virus as he says he isn't experiencing any symptoms. However, based on what we've been told, you could still be a carrier of the disease without showing any symptoms whatsoever. That being said, he has imposed isolation on himself as well and will be essentially governing the country from his home office. In at number 5, Lady Gaga. The 33-year-old singer recently made a post on Instagram adding to the warnings being sent out by everyone else. Lady Gaga not only encouraged others to self-quarantine, but showed off how she's doing the same right now. In the caption, she writes, "So I talked to some doctors and scientists. It's not the easiest for everyone right now, but the kindest and healthiest thing we can do is self-quarantine and not hang out with people over 65 and in large groups. I wish I could see my parents and grandmas right now, but it's much safer to not so I don't get them sick in case I have it. I'm hanging at home with my dogs. I love you, world. We'll all get through this. Trust me, I talked to God. She said we're gonna be okay." Love that Gaga is doing her part, but why she had to throw in that little religious jab is beyond me. In at number 4, Orlando Bloom. Actor Orlando Bloom is another Hollywood celebrity that has decided the best thing for him to do is just to stay inside. Bloom had been filming the latest season of Carnival Row in Prague when the series production was abruptly shut down over the coronavirus pandemic. While he still hasn't tested positive for COVID-19 upon returning to the United States, he took the next necessary steps to self-isolate for at least 14 days. Although it was imperative that he got back to the US quickly, as President Trump announced that he would be putting a 30-day travel ban to and from Europe to stop the spread. In at number 3, Rudy Gobert. He plays for the Utah Jazz, and during a press conference, he mocked the coronavirus and then proceeded to touch all of the press microphones. Apparently, his jokes didn't even stop there though. Rudy was also seen in the Jazz locker room touching other players' belongings and joking that he was giving them coronavirus. Then, not even a few days later, he tested positive for COVID-19, and so did his teammate Donovan Mitchell. This is also what prompted the NBA to cancel the season, and even as a game between the Jazz and the Thunder was starting, the NBA sent everyone home. Good job, Rudy. Good job. In at number 2, Idris Elba. Another huge celebrity that recently tested positive for coronavirus was Idris Elba. The actor said he feels fine and currently has no symptoms, but has been isolated since getting his test results back. Elba also said that he got himself tested after discovering that a person that he was in close contact with had tested positive for COVID-19. He took the time to lend some encouraging words to those who are also suffering, saying, "Stay home, people, and be pragmatic. I will keep you updated on how I'm doing. No panic." He also went on to urge his followers to think about social distancing and washing their hands to mitigate the spread of this virus. Last but not least, on our number 1 spot, Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson. When news broke that Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson had tested positive for COVID-19 while in Australia, the world started to take this virus much more seriously than before. Due to both Tom and Rita being 63 years old, they are a much higher risk for this ending kinda ugly. So as suggested by their doctors, the pair have begun their medically supervised isolation. In an Instagram post, Tom writes, "I want to thank everyone here down under who are taking such good care of us. We have COVID-19 and are in isolation so we do not spread it to anyone else. There are those for whom it could lead to a very serious illness. We are taking it one day at a time. There are things we can all do to get through this by following the advice of experts and taking care of ourselves and each other. No." To finish off the message to his fans, Tom signed off with a version of his classic line from the movie A League of Their Own by saying, "Remember, despite all of the current events, there is no crying in baseball." Now, I don't necessarily think this video would be an appropriate time to call up comments from an unrelated video and joke around, so if you're watching this, I do suggest that you use what's happening in Italy right now and to people everywhere, celebrities included, as a reminder to stay safe out there. If you're feeling ill or sick in any way, please just stay home until you're feeling better and just make sure you wash your hands, like a lot, like thoroughly. And, try your best not to touch your face. Also, we want to wish anyone out there who is suffering from COVID-19 a very speedy recovery. And that has been the top 10 celebrities living in quarantine. Thank you for watching, and thank you to our editors for making me look so good. If you enjoyed this video, then show us some love here by tapping that like and subscribe button. Also, why don't you leave us a comment down below with your thoughts on this list. Plus, for more videos like this one, all you gotta do is tap that playlist when it pops up. From Top 10 Beyond the Screen, my name is Johnny Rogers saying until next time, stay safe out there.